Hey guys, my name is Philip Morgan, and as I think about this topic of um, who has influenced me most in my life, there are several people that I can think of, but the most influence in my life has been from Paul Miku. Um, so I grew up attending the Russian church with my mom, dad, and siblings, and I didn't know Paul back then, but in 2008, my oldest brother and sister started attending an English church where Paul was a young adults pastor. So fast forward to 2009, my dad actually passed away in a tragic accident, and my mom no longer wanted to go to the Russian church, and she wanted to go to church together as a family. So that's when we decided to attend River Park Bible Church. And so while I attended River Park Bible Church, he was still the young adults pastor, and we grew in our relationship together. And in 2012, he asked me to become an intern for him. I didn't know what all that entailed, but I was excited that I can sit under someone that I've grown in a relationship with, who has invested into me, not just as a believer, but as a friend, as ultimately becoming my mentor. Um, and so while I said yes, he began to pour into me, and he began to show me the ins and outs of ministry. During this time, I began leading worship in high school, uh, the high school group every week, and that's where I developed my love for ministry, and it's where I noticed that I was called to be a worship leader in the church. So fast forward to 2015, and there were some things happening in the church, and the outcome of it was that Paul was going to plant a new church, and he came up to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in planting a church with me being our worship leader?" And I said yes, and I was excited, and I didn't know what that meant as a 17-year-old who has barely any. Who I have some experience, but nothing what would be as a worship leader every Sunday morning, teaching and through song, teaching through scriptures. And so I was excited for this endeavor, but I was also scared. And so I think how he influenced me most during this time is showing me what ministry was like, having faith in a 17-year-old to come and to plant a church with him and to say, "Hey, I trust in you because I've seen you grow, and I've seen you um, as a leader and as a worship leader, that you are gifted in this area, and I want to develop that gift in you." And so I was thankful for that opportunity. Um, his influence, not only as my pastor, but he showed me what a godly husband looks like, what a godly friend, what a godly father, what a godly mentor looks like. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for how God has used him in my life to show me that God is greater in all things, that through someone as Paul, through as God has used someone like Paul in my life to point me to Christ, who is greater, who is better, and I'm thankful for that. So he not only helped me grow as a worship leader, but he's helped me grow as a believer and continues to do that even as I'm away for school. And then when I get to come back, I get to lead um, in worship and get to grow in that relationship with him. So I'm thankful for Paul and all that he has done for me.